Hello everyone, welcome back again to Selenium WebDriver with Java session 22. In today's session, I will discuss about access and complete study of XPATH Forward Axes in Selenium WebDriver version 4 with Java. So as of now, you already learned how to identify the element with different element locator strategy like name, ID, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, XPath or CSS. Sometimes those ID, class name or other identifier might not work due to dynamic nature of the web page or dynamic nature of the web element. So what we can do, we can just take some fixed component and from where we can traverse to the from parent to child or child to parent directions like forward or reverse axis wise, and we can identify the element uniquely with the help of the strategy, access strategy for using XPath. So XPath access are method for finding dynamic element that would be impossible to find using standard XPath method that do not include an ID, class name, or other relevant unique identifier. XPath access are used to identify the web element that changes dynamically on the refresh or the dynamic operation. Access refer to the node on which elements are lying relative to an independent element. User could traverse in both forward and reverse direction. So we will discuss about the forward access today. In XPath, forward access refers to the access that navigate down or across the document object model or DOM tree from a given context node. So we'll identify the element, and from that element we'll go to the bottom direction, right? So that document I can consider as a parent, and from the parent we can go to that forward direction, and we will try to identify the different kind of element. The forward access are used in Selenium with Java to locate web elements based on their relationship to other element. So there are a couple of strategy available like self, child, descendant-or-self, following sibling, following attribute as part of the forward access mechanism in XPath. So self means it specifies the current node. Child means it specified all direct child nodes of the current node. Descendant specifies all descendant node, children, girl children, including as well of the current node. Whereas descendant or self specifies all descendant nodes of the current node, including the current node itself. Following siblings, through which we can select the following sibling of the current node. Sibling are the same label as the current element and share its parent. Whereas following select all nodes in the document that appear after the closing tag of the current node, regardless of their positions in the hierarchy, except for ancestor, attribute, or namespace. Whereas attributes select all attribute of the current node. So what is the examples? I've tried to give a couple of example here. So in case you are identifying an element with the help of some any tag, so it's the div tag. After that, in case you want to create something called child, you can give the child access, right? You can give child colon and you can give the tag name. Here we have given example // div single / child colon input. This selects all input elements that are direct children of a div element. Second example // input third bracket @ID equal to username. That way I am creating XPath for the username field. After that we are giving following sibling colon a. That means this select all elements that are sibling of input with ID username and appear after it in the DOM. Now let's see the implementation of forward access XPath. So I have created a new class today, XPath Forward Axes. Okay, and here we are trying to create a object or instance for the Chrome driver object and WebDriver interface, maximizing it, and we are trying to load a page. So if you go to the page here, okay, here we can identify any element, and from this element we can try to use that XPath Forward Axis mechanism. These are the different importance approach like self, child, descendant or self, following sibling, following an attribute. Let's see. Let's try to find an attribute here. Let's see. We'll find a basic attribute, say, okay, this is the part we can identify. Let's right click and click input. Sorry, right click here. Okay, so you could see this is the form section, right? If you are highlighting it, it will display the form sections. Okay, you could see the form section is highlighted. Let's try to create a form. Okay, this complete section, create the XPath. So what is the tag name? Form. What is the name? FRM1. So what we can do, we can use / tag name form. And what is the other strategy? Okay, name equal to FRM1. Third bracket, @ name equal to single quote the name and third bracket. So here I have created the complete section. Right here, this is the complete section here. Wherever form is there, that complete section it is identifying. So let's try to create an XPath here for this particular section. Okay, so this is the XPath we have created. Now what we can do, now from this element we will try to use the self. Okay, so what is the strategy? We need to give /self : and then tag. What is the tag? Form. So it will only specify the current node. Okay, I can give slash then self : and I can give the tag form. You could see, right? So that is specifying the current node with the help of the self attribute. Now we will implement the child. So in case I want to get all the child in this particular section, right, in that form. So what we can do here, we can use child : you can give any tag name. If you want to get all the details, so what you can do, you can just give star simply. You could see 5 elements is being displayed. Now you can traverse one by one, right? All the tag, label tag, input tag, break, button. Okay, so that is the way you can get all the element inside the parent tag. Okay, now if you want to give any specific attribute, what you can give, suppose I want to identify that input tag field, right, this particular field. So here you can give, instead of that star, you can give input. Okay, so one element is being displayed. That is the way you can identify unique element. Now if you say if you want to identify that button, submit button, so what is that thing? It tag name is button, right? So you can give here button. Okay, you could see one out of being displayed, right? So that is the way, right? With the help of this strategy child, also we can create the unique XPath or list of XPath, similar kind of stuff we can do it. Now we'll see the implementation of descendant. It specifies all descendant nodes, children, grandchildren, including etc. also of the current node. So here okay, here you can give descendant. Okay, and descendant DSCNDANT. Okay, DESCENDANT. Sorry, my bad. DANT, descendant. And here you can give start similar way. You could see again, right? All the element has been displayed using descendant. Here you can also use descendant or self. So you see, it specified all descendant node of the current node, including the current node itself. Whereas descendant will only, excluding the current node, it will specify all the descendant nodes, children, grandchildren, etc. Right? But not the current node. Whereas descendant or self means it will specify all the descendant of the current node, including the current node. That is the only difference. So here you can use descendant hyphen or hyphen self. Okay, you could see one of six element is displayed. That is the difference here. Descendant not self, it was coming one of five, but here it is coming one of six, including that element itself. So that is the difference. Now you can change it here, whatever form, label, any tag name you can give it. Right now you already seen, you in case you are removing that or part, it will be here it is displaying six element including that element itself. But if you just remove that cell part or cell part, it will be displaying five element, only the child or right, children or grandchildren one, not that parent element. Okay, whereas descendant or self will also specify the parent element as well. Okay, now similarly we can use following sibling. It specifies the following sibling of the current node. Sibling are the same level as the current element and share its parent. Okay, now we'll see the one of the another example. Okay, same thing, we can give a try. Here we can give something called following. Okay, you could see one of 141 is being displayed. Followings means select all nodes in the document that appear after the closing tag of the current node, regardless of their position in the hierarchy, except for ancestor attribute and namespace. Whereas following sibling, it specifies the following sibling of the current node. Sibling are the same level of the current element and share its parent. Okay, and if you want to give some specific tag, say form tag like anchor tag, you could see all the link is coming, right? All the link is coming. You can try to identify some link and you can click on the link. Okay, so that is the way you can click on any link. This is the following. Now you can go with the following siblings. Okay, following hyphen sibling, sibling. You could see with the following sibling there is no anchor tag. If you give star, you could see all the other thing is displayed, one of four. You could see same hierarchy, only same hierarchy, means these are all are actually sibling. Okay, these are the same hierarchy, you could able to see. That is the following sibling, means from that one, right, where whatever children is there in the same hierarchy, right, siblings actually, for that particular parent it will be displayed using the following sibling. Whereas following means, right, it will select all the node in the document that appears after the closing tag of the current node. Okay, this is the following sibling. Now if you want to give anything, right, you can give the tag name like label tag, select tag. So if you give select tag, you can only identify the select element drop down, right? That is also possible. Okay, now we'll see the other implementation. So let's try to identify an element here. So I will identify the element called job selenium part, right? Okay, so what is the selenium part? Whenever I will be identifying, so I will identify the parent one. What is the parent for this selenium? This is the parent, hopefully. Yes, this is the parent. Let's try to create a parent class for this one. XPath for this parent tag. What is the tag name? Div and class. So what I can give, slash slash div third bracket at the rate class equal to the value. You could see. Okay, better it is not uniquely created. Let's see what is the other one. I think this one might be the unique. Let's check. Yeah, this class might be unique. Okay, this is the class. Okay, I need to give a colon. Okay, one of 19. That is also not unique. A tree. Okay, that's fine. Let's see how many element is being displayed. Okay, total 19 is fine, right? So I can use indexing. What I can do, I can use simply indexing. So to identify the first element, you could see SAP is being displayed with the help of the indexing. Okay, or maybe multiples option is coming. That's fine. Okay. Okay. So from here, if you want to just identify any element, okay, say SAP, the first one. Okay, by default, it will take the first one. So from the first one, if I want to take that self, okay, if I give colon colon, okay, then I can give deep tag. Okay, so still by default, first element is being displayed. Let's see in case any other stuff is there. That's fine. Let's identify this Selenium part. So what is the parent tag for this one? Okay, RD center, this one. Let's change it here. Okay, still 1 2 3. That's fine. Okay, so that is the way I can also deal with the self. Similarly, if I want to go with the descendant, DSCNDANT, descendant. Okay, you could see one of 21 element is being displayed. You can use descendant or self as well. So now if you just go for some other tag, there might be some other tag. Okay, H4 tag also there. So descendant or wherever this tag is there, you can identify uniquely. Okay, you can use descendant or self as well. But always your objective will be to identify the unique element. So definitely. Okay. So here you can what you can do. Okay, better you can, let's give something in the bracket, this part. Okay, now you can try to use some index. Let's see what is coming. It should work uniquely, definitely. Yeah, you could see now. Okay, first you can create the XPath. You can close it with first bracket, and now you can use indexing. So you can identify the element uniquely. So that are the different strategy available to identify the unique element uniquely. Now from here, what we can do, we can try to use self colon colon. Then what is the tag? Deep tag. So it will identify the same element again, right? With the help of the say self. So this is another XPath we have created using forward access strategy. Now we can use descendant. DSCNDANT, right? Descendant deep, or you can give star. You can give some other like H4. You could see one of one element is being displayed with the descendant. Then if you can use some other stuff, descendant or self, descendant or hyphen self. You could see one of one element is displayed. So that is the way. Always our objective should be to identify the unique element with this forward access strategy. There are couple of important strategy available like self, child, descendant or self, following sibling, following an attribute. Okay, we can also use child if there is any child available in the same way. We can just remove it and we can use child. Okay, in case any child available only, you could see only one child available in this particular tag. So that is the way it is coming. From the parent tag, only one child is coming. This is the parent tag and all this is the child. Only one child is available. So with the star also only one child is coming. Or otherwise you can use deep tag as well. If you do not know the exact tag, first you can go with the star and then you can check with the tag name. Now you could see descendant already there. Following we can check following part. Okay, following star you could see a lot of things coming. Now if you give following anchor tag, right, you could see only 40 element is coming with the anchor tag. Okay, so you can again use indexing if required, right. I will try to use following sibling. Okay, here we can give some tag called deep tag. You could see one of five option is coming, right. One of five option is coming. Now if I want to select the first option in the following same right parent hierarchy, so what we can do, we can use indexing strategy again here. Okay, let's give it one. You could see this element accounting part is being displayed, which is the same parent hierarchy, but this is the following part total. Okay, total five one is there. So that is the way you can identify the element also. Now last option we'll be discussing about that attribute. So what we can do, we can go here and we can first identify maybe with any tag name. Okay, so let's see what are the how many element is available with the deep tag. You could see like there are 156 sorry 576 element is available with this XPATH deep tag. Now what we can do in case we want to get something right with some particular attribute, okay, we can give something called slash attribute. Attribute value you need to give. What are the attribute? This is the attribute age rep title, right, rail, all this stuff you can give it. So with this attribute you can identify the element uniquely. So I will be giving age rep, say attribute and slash attribute attribute colon say age rep. Okay, maybe with this one it is not coming with this tag. Maybe I can give something called class. Okay, you could see displayed. Similarly, I can try to create something with anchor tag. Okay, anchor tag starting with the anchor tag and attribute I can give something age rep because anchor tag will be having the age rep properties. You could see one of 139 element is being displayed. Now here if you want to give some value, right, sometime that is not uniquely identified, so you already seen how to create the XPath. So what we can do, we can give slash slash anchor tag third bracket at the rate attribute. So this is the say attribute, right, age rep, and this is the value. Okay, so I can give at the rate age rep is the attribute age rep equal to colon and the value here. You could see one of four element is being displayed. Now you can give the indexing if required. Okay, or suppose how many element is being displayed, one of four. Okay, and in that one there's the image tag available, so I can use simply img. Let's see. Okay, still two element is being displayed, so what I can do, I can give some other condition. Okay, here age rep tag is there. Apart from that, type real rel attribute equal to home, that also I can use it. Okay, here let's give it and at the rate rel equal to the value. Okay, you could see one of one element is mixed. That is the way you can use and operation also to create the XPath first, and then you can go to that child tag, use the child tag, so you are able to identify the unique element uniquely. So that is also possible with this attribute part. Okay, so we already learned all the important parts: self, child, descendant, descendant-or-self, following sibling, following attribute. Now let's see some coding part as well. So what I did, I already created this particular class and I am navigating to this page. Now what I am doing, I already identify element here, unique element, right? Guru 99. This image, this is the image tag. Let's create a wave element first for this one. Okay, we'll be creating a wave element. Okay, what is the name of the element? Guru 99 image. that is the variable name I can give it. Driver dot find element by dot XPath, and I can give the XPath here. Okay, now it is a image, so you cannot click on that image, but we can get the different attribute properties like a role, alt, src, like that, and all right. So let's see what is the way we can print out all this value. So we can try to print it out, the element name dot get attribute method. Okay, especially for the images, there are all the attribute you can get it, and image is clickable, you can also click on the images. What is the attribute I can get it? Say src alt, within the double quote you can give src. Similarly, you can try to give alt attribute value also, you can try to print it out. And what are the other attribute available called role, you can also try to get it, print it in the console. Now let's try to run the code and let's see what's happening here. So it will just open the Chrome browser, maximize it, load the page. Once the page is fully loaded, it will identify that Guru 99 image element with the help of the XPath, and it will try to print the attribute value for src, alt, and role. Okay, it might take some time because it's loading the page, till it is working, loading. Once the page is loaded fully, only the LED will work and it will print out the value. Okay, you could see all the value is printed out properly. Okay, so what is the value of this particular attribute src? Let's see what is the value for src. If you just mouse it over, you could see https demo.guru99.com logo.png, it is coming properly. What is the alt attribute? Like Guru 99 demo sites, it is properly coming. What is the role attribute value? Presentation, it is also properly coming. So now this is the way I can identify any element with the help of the attribute. Okay, and we can definitely, in case specific to image, so we can get the different attribute value. In case image is clickable, we can click it. In case this is other field like called input field, we can send some keys, we can clear the value, we can check the existence of the field, enableness of the field also, like that. Okay, now we'll see some other stuff. Okay, so here what we did, we have tried to use something called following sibling. Okay, suppose that this is the stuff we have created. Okay, let's go here, press Ctrl F. Okay, you could see using this particular strategy we have identified 5 elements. Let's see whether it is giving me the 5 and also the text of this element, like mobile testing, ethical hacking, bb script, accounting, live testing, like that. Okay, so this is the XPath and it is giving multiple elements. So what we can do, we can try to use call that find element method. So driver dot find elements method, it will be giving the list of web element by dot XPath, and I can give the XPath here, and I can store in some list of web element. I can give some variable value called element options. Okay, now I already get it, which will be this is the variable and it will be giving the list of variable. Now what I can do, I can try to print out first how many number of element available. So it will be giving me the get sorry, it will be method, I can call it called size method. Okay, so it will be giving me the size from the list interface integer format. So it will be size, what will be the size? Actually 5. Now if you want to print the tag for every element, tag like tag will be deep for every element, and also text also I can print it out, right? So what we can do, I can use an enhance for loop for, and type of the variable is web element, so I can use web element. I can get a new variable options, I can give the colon, and I can place that old variable name, and I can use second bracket so. Okay, so with the help of the new variable, if I want to get the tag, right, you could see there is a method available called get tag name. Okay, it is coming from the web element, return type is string, Similarly, if I want to get the text of all the element whatever stored in the list of web element, I can use option dot get text. So that is the way. Other properties also you can try to print it out in the inside that enhance for loop or for each loop. Now let's try to run the code. Let's see what's happening here. So it will open the page. It will take some time to load it fully. Once it is loaded, it will identify that image field. It will display you the right other properties, and after that it will try to identify the different list of web element with the XPath whatever given. Right, we have created the XPath with the help of the class, and then we have used a following sibling, and wherever div tag will be available, 5 thing will be there. It will print that size, and also it will print that tag name for every element and the text. You could see these are the properties coming for the src lt role, and now size of the element is coming as 5, because here also it is giving 5. You could see this 5. What are the first element? You could see this is the first element, accounting. So this is static, tag name is deep, and element text is accounting. What is the second element? Live testing, tag name is deep, it is live testing, text is coming. What is the third element? You could see here mobile testing, and tag name should be always deep. What is the fourth element? 4 of 5, right? Ethical hacking is coming. What is the fifth element? It is coming in the VB script. So my code is properly working, absolutely working fine here. Now I can just comment out the code. Okay. Now say we want to interact with this particular field. Say, okay, here we want to add some value in this particular thing. Okay, email field and submit button. So we already identified the XPath, right? What is the way we identify the XPath? You could see here. This is the XPath we have created for the input using child strategy. So you can just press. You could see give here that XPath whatever you created. You could see it is identify the element uniquely one of one. Always your objective is to create something uniquely one of one. You could see. So it is highlighting the element. So I can try to create a identify the element with this particular XPath. So driver dot find element by dot XPath. I can give that XPath value, and it is a input field. I can use send keys. I can try to enter some value called test. Okay, let's see. Enter this one, and next one. What is the other tag for this one? Maybe it's button. Okay, you could see it is identifying the submit button uniquely. So what I can do after that, I can click on the submit button. So again, driver dot find element here by dot XPath. Okay, using this strategy, and I can use a button. I can click on that one. Okay, now let's enter something here. Okay, enter something called test. Click on submit button. What is happening? It is giving you some pop-up or alert. I can accept or dismiss it. So what is the way I can accept or dismiss it? Driver dot switch to dot alert dot accept. Okay, now let's implement this step. So every time I can wait for 2 seconds or 3 seconds. Thread dot sleep. Okay, after opening the page, it will enter the value. We'll wait for 3 seconds. After that, it will click on the button. Wait for 3 seconds. After that, it will accept the alert. Okay, that's fine. Let's run the code and let's see. So after running the code, it will first open the browser, maximize the browser to load the page. Once page is fully loaded, it will identify that search field. It will enter the value text. It will click on the submit button. Alert will be coming. It will be handled, and then page will be still there because it is not closing the browser. So it is trying to load the page first. Once the page is fully loaded, it will identify that field with the help of the forward access strategy. We have used child here. You could see test entered. Now it is clicking on the submit button. After that, alert is coming, it will accepting the alert. So my code is perfectly working fine. There is no error. Okay. So that is the way, right? Especially for the dynamic element where there might be no id, name, class name, attribute available, or sometimes XPath also might not be working, because like after every refresh of the page or after every deployment, some of the element locator strategy attribute might get changed. So those of the area, right, we can try to use that access XPath access strategy in Selenium WebDriver. There are two ways. One is forward access strategy, one is the reverse access strategy. Forward access strategy is identify the element. After that, we can go to that nodes in the downside, right? From the parent to the child part, right? We can use different area like self, different annotation like self, child, descendant, descendant-or-self, following sibling, following and attribute. And wherever reverse axis will be, I'll be creating a separate session for this one. Okay, reverse is nothing. You can identify the element uniquely. After that, you can go to the reverse way, means child to the parent, and from the child reference you can try to create identify the parent element and so on, and then you can interact with the element. Okay, so that's all from today's session, guys. Thank you.